The battlefield did not collapse all at once. It held barely on decisions that looked insignificant from a distance and absolute from within. That was the first illusion. Rimuru stood apart, calculating, speaking inwardly with Ciel, searching for a way out of a situation that had already begun closing around them. No command was issued, no grand signal declared, yet the battlefield moved. Kumara, Ranga, and Soei dispersed without words, each selecting an opponent not by instruction, but by instinct refined through shared experience. That silent coordination raised a question the enemy never considered in time. What does it mean when an army no longer needs to be told how to act? Ranga chose Vega. The choice itself revealed the stakes. Vega radiated power in a way that distorted judgment. His aura was not just immense, it was aggressive, expanding, pressing outward as if daring the world to challenge it. Even Ranga, who had witnessed countless battles at Rimuru's side, recognized the disparity. The difference in existence points was obvious, measurable, undeniable. But numbers, as always, told only part of the truth. Ranga did not move because he believed he would win. He moved because the battlefield required time. That distinction defined everything that followed. "I've come to help," he declared, not as a boast, but as a signal. The front line had already begun to fracture. Tensura and the other demon peers were holding, but only just. Their formation was stretched thin, sustained by coordination rather than strength. Ulrich and Alban had fallen, and the strain had multiplied instantly. Mitre healing could not keep pace. The collapse was imminent. Ranga's arrival interrupted that inevitability. "Use me as a shield," he said, tail moving with unsettling calm. "Reinforcements will arrive. My master would never be defeated." That statement carried more than reassurance. It imposed structure on chaos. Tensura understood immediately. The formation shifted, recentered around Ranga, converting desperation into strategy. The line stabilized, not because they had grown stronger, but because they had been given something precise to do. Vega did not understand any of this. "Who's this little puppy dog?" he laughed, dismissing the change outright. That dismissal was not arrogance alone. It was a failure of perception. Vega saw power as something that could be measured, compared, and crushed. He did not recognize control when it stood in front of him, and so he attacked. The first strike should have ended it, a blow carrying overwhelming force, backed by an ultimate skill that embodied consumption itself. Ajdahak was not merely a weapon, it was a philosophy given form: absorb, analyze, dominate, replicate. It was a system designed to grow endlessly, provided its wielder understood how to use it. Vega did not. His fist tore through Ranga, or rather, it failed to. There was no resistance, no feedback, no transfer of energy. The expected outcome simply did not occur. The moment hung, incomplete, and for the first time, Vega hesitated. That hesitation answered a deeper question. What happens when overwhelming power meets something it cannot define? Ranga had already become something else. Hastur, Lord of Starwind, was not an enhancement. It was a transformation. Ranga ceased to be a creature of flesh and became a phenomenon, wind infused with will, a system of destructive particles that could not be struck in any conventional sense. Every contact became damage. Every attack turned inward. Vega responded the only way he knew how. He attacked harder. The result was predictable, though not to him. Each blow damaged his own body, feeding the very mechanism that was dismantling him. He did not adapt. He did not reconsider. He escalated. "Damn you!" he roared, doubling down on failure. Ranga observed, adjusted, and confirmed what he had already begun to suspect. This was not a trap. There was no hidden depth, no second layer of strategy. Vega's power was real, but his understanding was not. That realization shifted the battle. Ranga moved. Speed became irrelevant as a concept. With dominate sound and wind, he surpassed the limitations of motion itself, becoming a presence that existed across space rather than within it. The battlefield blurred. After images filled the air, sound fractured under the pressure of movement. Then came the containment. Dominate space formed a boundary. Dominate weather filled it. The storm did not spread, it condensed. Energy that would have dissipated was forced inward, compressed into a single point of annihilation. This was not efficiency, it was intent, apocalypse howling. A technique designed not to overwhelm, but to erase. The storm consumed everything within its reach, and for a moment, it seemed sufficient. The scale alone suggested finality. But when it ended, Vega remained, damaged, broken, but alive. That outcome reopened the central uncertainty. If that was not enough, what would be? Vega answered in his own way. He regenerated, reconstructed by the very systems he barely understood. And then, without warning, he chose to leave. "We'll call it a draw," he said, masking retreat as decision. Cowardice, in this case, was indistinguishable from intelligence. Vega recognized danger, if nothing else. He could not win, not now, and so he withdrew. Ranga did not pursue. The mission had never been to win, it had been to hold. Vega's retreat marked success, not failure. The fiercest battlefield fell silent, not through victory, but through resolution of purpose. Masora watched, recalculating everything she thought she understood. The difference between Vega and Ranga had not been in power alone. It had been in application, in restraint, in clarity. "You'll always find more amazing things than yourself," Rain had once told her. Now she understood. Elsewhere, the pattern repeated. Fran and Kazona were already at their limit when Kumara arrived. Their fight against Orlia had never been a contest. It was an experiment, one-sided, controlled, humiliating. Orlia was testing her power, not fearing theirs. That was her mistake. Kumara entered without urgency, without display. Her presence alone altered the balance. Orlia attacked, confident in her superiority, wielding divine weapons and absolute belief in them. The result was immediate. Her attacks failed. Kumara did not counter with greater force. She ignored the premise entirely. Her nine-tail gouge thrusts bypassed armor, bypassed defense, bypassed expectation. The difference was not visible in numbers, but in understanding. "Quite weak, aren't you?" Kumara observed, not as insult, but as conclusion. Orlia escalated, invoking everything she had. Lightning, technique, divine reinforcement. It did not matter. Kumara's response remained consistent, efficient, unyielding. The gap was absolute. Orlia's final attack was not strategy. It was refusal, a rejection of reality in favor of belief. Kumara ended it without hesitation. "My name is Kumara," she said, as the outcome was already decided. There was no spectacle in the conclusion, only certainty. And then there was Soei. His battlefield did not hinge on power, but on timing. Arius believed he was in control. He had tested his strength, measured his opponents, confirmed his superiority. The battle had become entertainment, a means of understanding his new abilities. That assumption persisted even after Soei appeared. "I won't miss a second time," Soei said, after his initial strike failed. Arius interpreted this as escalation. It was not. The fight that followed was constructed, not fought. Soei allowed imbalance to appear, weakness to emerge, openings to form. Each moment was deliberate, each exchange a step toward a predetermined end. Arius never saw it. "Judgment bullet," he declared, unleashing his strongest attack. It struck, it destroyed, it confirmed everything he believed, and it meant nothing. Thousand shadowed death. The real attack had never been visible. By the time Arius understood, he no longer had the ability to respond. His body was restrained, his core exposed, his defeat already executed. Soei did not celebrate. He concluded. Across the battlefield, the same pattern resolved. Power without understanding faltered. Strength without control failed. Confidence without perception collapsed. The question that lingered from the beginning finally answered itself. What determines victory? Not force, not scale, not even skill in isolation. It is alignment. Ranga held because he understood his role. Kumara dominated because she understood her opponent. Soei won because he understood the battle before it began, and their enemies did not.